Hey everybody. All right, so this is the Saxenda 6-month review. Now, if you're new to the channel, if you're seeing this for the first time, you haven't seen any of my videos, I will give some information in this video to help you make your decision. Should I or shouldn't I take Saxenda? What are the pros? What are the cons? So, and I will give it a grade at the end too. All right, so first off, let me start by saying over the last 6 months, I've lost 60 pounds on Saxenda. I was at 361-ish, 360, 361, and I've gone as low as 298, so which is over 60 pounds just a few days ago. Thanksgiving weekend, I'm a little bit higher up, but I will be back down to that 298 in no time. So, okay. Now, and pardon me, I have a cold, so if I'm working my way through with my breath and my cough, yeah, that's why. Okay, so first off, what is Saxenda? Well, Saxenda is an injection you put either in your leg, in your stomach. There could be a bunch of different places you can use it. I use mine in my stomach first thing in the morning. So as soon as I wake up, before I brush my teeth, before I do anything else, I use my Saxenda right away. There are different steps. So you start at 0.6, and every week you're supposed to go up to 0.6. So 0.6 to 1.2 to 1.8 to 2.4, and finally 3.0. Now, why do we do that? Well, first off, you need to be sure that your body is okay with the medication, right? So you start with a smaller dose. Some of the side effects you can get whenever you're starting is you may be nauseous. So now that varies quite a bit. I've had that happen to me a little, not much. And every time I did get that, it was just a glass of water. If I kept a glass of water or a bottle of water close to me, I would just chug that bottle of water and it would just go away. And it didn't last very long, by the way. A lot of the people that tend to get side effects, the nausea anyway, get it at the beginning, the first few days up to the first week, I'd say. After that, our bodies seem to adjust 99.9% of the time, and then we are better. Okay, so what other side effects can we get? Well, there's a lot of people will get constipation. Okay, not crazy constipation, but just not quite what you're used to. Looks like I'm struggling a little bit. Some people will get headaches. There's a few things you can get. You can look that up online. But again, it's very minimal. At least for me, I do have constipation a little bit from time to time, but due to Saxenda, I eat a lot less than I used to. So instead of having 2, 3 bowel movements per day because I was filling up to full capacity, and every bathroom break was, it was an emergency. So fill it up, blow it out, fill it up, blow it out. It was terrible. Now, because I eat a lot less, it's very normal for me to go to the bathroom once every 3 or 4 days. And it doesn't seem to worry the docs. I spoke to my doctor about it, and he goes, "It's fine. It's okay. If you don't go at least once a week, then we'll discuss." But yeah, it's not a problem with them. I do urinate frequently and all that. Nothing's been affected on that end. It's just number twos. Okay, so how good is Saxenda? Well, first off, we got to start by saying it is not a miracle pill. Okay, it's not going to do the job for you. So you have to be in the right mind frame to want to lose weight. When I started this journey, I had a lot of medical issues. I was getting a lot of heart palpitations. I had a colon cancer scare where I've had to have a massive polyp the size of a golf ball taken out of my colon, and it almost killed me. It almost killed me. I bled out. It was a whole thing. I was hospitalized for a while. I was weak. I had to miss work for 6 months to recover, and because since then, my bowel movements have been out of whack. Okay, so that made me weak for quite some time, which made me gain even more weight. I was sitting at about 330, then I jumped up to 360 because I was no longer active. What else? Well, I had constant heartburn. I am on this pill for life now, called Pantalog for life. Uh, Quite a bit of people are on these pills, but usually at the beginning I was told by my doctor it's just temporary, just until the heartburn kind of goes away, and after that you'll be off it. Well, no, because I didn't treat my heartburn quickly enough. At a certain point, drinking water would give me heartburn, and I ignored it for so long that I developed something called Barrett's disease. Barrett's disease is your esophagus at the bottom, that's attached to your stomach, was bare. So normally you have little ridges all over your esophagus. Mine is smooth, and that is almost precancerous. So that means that every year, well, not every year anymore, but for quite some time, every year I'd have to get a tube down my throat, a camera. I'd have to swallow the camera. It's a nightmare just to go see. And they would get a little piece and check, is it cancer? No, it's not cancer. We're good. We're good. Now it's every 4 years. Now they come in both ways. I got a tube that goes up the butt, a tube that goes down the throat, all because of me. Because I put things off, which is sort of one of my downfalls in life. Okay, these are one of my demons. I am too last minute, or I just don't worry about things enough, and it comes and gets you over time. Okay, that's how people die. You're not on top of things. You're not getting checked, which honestly has changed a lot. I've lost some people very close to me, very young, much better shape than I am lately, and it kind of woke me up to just how fragile our lives are, our bodies are. So that's why I started Saxenda. Actually, I said, you know what? I was turning 40. I am 40 now, but at the time I was about to turn 40. 90% of my family on my father's side, all the men die at 50-ish. Just about everybody. All heart attacks, are all overweight. Everybody's in bad shape. So I figured it's now or never. I got to do it. I got to do it. And the way I was going, if I didn't start something, 360 was not going to be the top, right? I'd be over 400. And when I go to sleep, I can't sleep lying down. I sleep slanted. I have a pillow that keeps me up because I would have this something called GERD. So it's a reflux issue that when I'm sleeping, my whatever contents are in my stomach, the acid will work on it, and then it'll go up my esophagus, right? Burns my esophagus, which is why I have my pill. And then while I'm sleeping, I breathe it all into my lungs, and I wake up as if I'm drowning. And you wake up, and you are confused. You don't know, am I inhaling, exhaling? You're not there. You're exhausted, and you're coughing up acid out of your lungs for an hour, and it burns, and it's horrible, horrible, horrible. That's how far I've got. That's how far I got. So if you're in better shape than I was, well, you can succeed. Because all right, listen, I'm not skin and bones by any means, but 90% of that stuff is gone just by losing 60 pounds in 6 months. Okay, so now let's talk about the actual drug. Saxenda is not a miracle pill. If you do not put the effort in, want to change, it's not going to do it for you. I had no willpower to go to the gym. I had no willpower to want to change anything. I was probably borderline depressed with everything. But whenever they gave me Saxenda, and the reason they gave me Saxenda is I went in asking for the surgery, and they said, you know what, you're kind of a young guy. Surgery is kind of it's very complicated. We start cutting into your bodies. That's what my doctor said. I don't like surgery. We've got to try something else first. And that's why I got Saxenda. And by getting this little boost, he explained to me what's going to happen. It'll help you control your appetite. So I said, okay, you know what? If that's what's going to do, I'm going to put some effort into this, try to get going, try to eat better, try to eat less. And but I will never be the guy that eats salad. And if you've ever seen any of my videos, I prove this time and time again. I am not a salad guy. I have not even changed the types of food I eat. I've made little modifications from time to time, but other than that, I am eating the same garbage I would have eaten if I was at 360, but a smaller dose. And that helped me lose a ton of weight. All right, so it helps you with your appetite, so it suppresses it. And also, the beauty of this drug is that if you start overeat, at least for me, if you would overeat, so say you're doing well, you're being careful what you eat, you're eating a lot less, and I went from eating 4,000 calories a day to 12 to 1,500 a day. And this in a span of about 3-4 days, I did this. So I'll be honest with you. The first day I tried to do a fasting. Whenever I try to get on track, I try to do a full day without eating or very, very low calories just to readjust my stomach to get used to what normal people should eat. So I want to shrink it, and it usually takes about 3 days, and I am miserable for 3 days, and I am hangry, and I'm no fun to be around. But if you just get over those 3 days, you'll be a lot better. And then your body will readjust better. And then you can start going on the path of eating less and filling up faster. Which, by the way, if you were like me, it's not because you're full that you stop eating. You eat because you like it, you love it, you like the taste. You want it, you're sweet. I'm sweet and salty. You say, are you a sweet guy or salty? Both. Give me both all the time. Chips and chocolate every day. But because I had this injection, it helped me. It said, listen, this is your shot. This is your shot to change your life. Come on, put everything you got into it. And I did. And I really did. And I documented it because there was nothing online. That's the whole point of this channel, was because I couldn't find anything online. People had a couple reviews, 3, 6 months. And that was it. I did it daily. So if anyone's interested, go check. I have good days. I have bad days. Okay, so you should be able to relate with one of my videos somewhere in there. Some days I'm on fire and all right, let's crush it. And other days I am in a bad mood and I just want to eat everything. All right. So, okay. So that being said, it is not a miracle pill. You have to put effort into it. But if you do, it will help you with your appetite. It will suppress it. Not 100%, not every day. Some days I don't want to eat at all. I'm not hungry whatsoever. So I can choose. So should I eat? Well, usually I do anyways. I started skipping breakfast because I hate breakfast. I don't like the whole bacon and eggs or toast every day of your life. It drives me nuts. And I'm a busy guy. So if I could skip that, find a way to skip that and just deal with lunch and dinner, that would work for me. And that's what I did. So I've been down to 2 meals for the last 6 months, and give or take. There's some days in there where I will have breakfast. Like yesterday, I did have a breakfast. We have family in. Everybody wanted to go out for breakfast. We had breakfast. But other than that, I skip it. And over time, you get used to it, by the way. And I also had a fatty liver. Fatty liver, one thing that seems to help is intermittent fasting. So by cutting down one of my meals, well, after dinner at 5 p.m., I wouldn't eat till the next day around 11 or 12 p.m. So that would help me shed weight and help my liver. All right, so there's low side effects. Like I said, there's a few side effects you can get, but I don't see much of it except for the nausea the first few days. So as long as you get it past that, you should be fine. Like I said, it helps you. I took out some notes here. If you overeat, so what would happen to me is say I've been good, and then I've decided I want to have a cheat meal. Okay, I used to do cheat days at the beginning. I stopped that because it would just set me on the wrong path days afterwards. But a cheat meal, I still do. Okay, a cheat meal though, if I would go all out and like I would used to, say I've been eating 1,200 calories all week or 1,500 calories all week, and then I decided Saturday night we're gonna go to a pizza joint and I'm gonna eat a medium pizza by myself. Well, Saxenda, after eating about slightly more than a quarter of the pizza that I had ordered, I started feeling nauseous. Not nauseous where I was going to throw up the pizza I've consumed, but nauseous in the way that I was looking at the pizza now. Like it was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. And I stopped. And because I stopped 20 minutes later, which is usually how much time it takes for your body to adapt to what you've eaten, I was feeling super full. I was full and I was glad I stopped. And I think I had a side of fries. I usually get 10, 15 fries in me. I am satisfied. So I don't eat, like I said, I don't eat healthy. I eat the same garbage I used to eat, but very small dose, which is funny because a lot of my skinny friends, whenever they want a burger, they just say, well, just get a burger. You know, they're not like me. They can stop. And that's what I was getting. So I could understand how they were able to eat all the garbage they want and still stay skinny. Well, because their portions are perfect. Something else that's huge with Saxenda is I do get cravings. Okay, I still get cravings, but it's never for snacks. I used to eat a bag of chips and a chocolate bar every day. Every night I would go to the store, grab my Ruffles barbecue, and I would grab whatever bar was on sale, didn't matter what the hell it was. And I would just work from home on my computer, and I would just slowly go through that whole bag and the chocolate bar. And that's why my weight was unbelievable, 360. And now when I crave anything, it's no longer snacks. I want food. Okay, my body from time to time, if I've been eating say 1,200 calories for 5, 6 days in a row, my body at one point seems to crave something, like it's missing something, and that's usually what I get hungry for. And then I will eat whatever my body seems to want me to eat, and the next day I feel wonderful. So that's changed that. So, and again, that's another thing that I see a lot of my skinny friends doing. They don't eat desserts. They will. I have my one of my cousins. This guy eats, man. He eats like you could be doing competition. That's how much he eats. But he'll never touch a dessert. You can offer him desserts all you want. He goes, no, I don't want that. I don't need sweets or anything like that. But the meals, my God, I remember last time I went to Subway with him, and I got a 12-inch sub. He got two 12-inch subs, and he eats super fast, right? Like those speed eaters, those professional eaters. And by the time I was done my 6-inch, he was done both his 12 inches, and he asked me if I was going to finish mine. And this guy is skinny. So that helps too. So it kind of makes me want to eat real food. It helps me fill up faster. They're not wasted calories for the most part, though I do eat a lot of bread. And that's another thing. So because there's a lot of things that I do enjoy that aren't necessarily healthy for you, I've made some changes to them to make them healthier for me, to permit me to keep eating them, but in a healthier way. For example, the bread. So I eat a lot of bread. I like bread. But I changed the bread that I usually eat, which is usually 2 slices for 260, the big white thick pieces for thinner, healthier pieces. So now instead of being 2 pieces of bread for 260, the bread that I use now is 2 slices for 120. So I already save a ton of calories. I'm a peanut butter and jelly guy. Well, jelly I kind of put aside, but the peanut butter, I replaced it with PB2 peanut butter, which is powdered version. So they have a peanut butter chocolate. I love chocolate. So even to this day, I don't crave it, but man, if you give me chocolate in front of me, you're in trouble. It's gone. So still one of my demons. So I replace it with powdered peanut butter. So normally 1 scoop of Kraft, if I'm not mistaken, 1 scoop of Kraft peanut butter is something like 80 calories for 1 scoop. Well, 2 scoops of this powdered stuff, PB2, is 45 calories. So I get way more bang for the buck, 4 times less calories, and you get used to. Listen, if you're expecting the taste of Kraft peanut butter, you're going to be disappointed. You give it a shot and you stick with it for a week, it's just as good. You can lather that on. You can put it thick. I always put fruit on top. So if you look at some of my videos, usually you'll see me have my toast that I will just fold over, and in the middle I'll put either strawberries, I'll put blueberries, I'll put whatever fruits I have, or I'll have grapes on the side and I'll take a bite and put a grape, and you put all that together and it works. It really, really works. And that's a way that I was able to have a snack or have even a lunch. That could be a lunch. So if I can get 2 pieces of bread, 2 slices of bread with that fake peanut butter and some strawberries in them, I can take 2 of them. It's delicious. We're looking at 120 calories for the bread, 45 calories for the peanut butter, and probably 25 calories of strawberries. It's like 200 calories. And I ate well. And I can even have a mountain of grapes next to it, and that's just about 50 calories, and we're good to go. So I've changed some things. The stuff that I love that are healthy, I try to get more of that inside my body. And for the rest, well, I still have terrible meals. A lot. I get those a lot. That hasn't changed. Okay, so these are a lot of the pros. The pros are that it does work. It does work, but it's not going to do it all for you. So that's one of the cons. So one of the cons is it is not a miracle pill, right? It's not going to do it. You have to put effort. If you don't put effort into it, I'll give you an example. My story. All right. So my story is, yes, I've lost 60 pounds in 6 months. It's encouraging, right? If you're watching the video for the first time. Well, if I'm not mistaken, I was down 60 pounds after 4 months too. Much more impressive after 4 months. So what happened? Well, what happened was life. Life. I've had a lot of vacations, and I had a lot. I travel a lot for work, and because of that, it's very hard to fall into the old traps that I had. So some things I've worked on along the way to fix, because the challenge is two steps, right? Step one, lose the weight. Step two, harder, maintain it. So I decided this time around, what I'm going to do is while I lose my weight, I want to find a way to maintain along the way and not just get to the weight I need to be and then figure out from there. And because of that, like skipping breakfast, I can do that for life. So the diet I have now, I can do it forever. I love it. And I have skip breakfast. I have a very light lunch and dinner. Hey, I can go all out for dinner, but I try not to. And I'd still lose weight. But I'm on vacation. If I'm on the road for work and I'm just too busy, I can't cook, I can't prepare, and I end up with the restaurant. It's sometimes hard to have two healthy meals at a restaurant because I'm never going to be that solid. And sometimes just food is given to me with work. I eat with everybody else, so that brought it back up and down. I've been kind of fighting within about 10, 15 pounds for the last few months. And does that mean it's no longer working anymore? Well, good question. I think that's where I stand right now. And that's why I'm actually going to be doing something a little different starting tomorrow. But I'll get to that soon. Okay, so another con about the injection is that it seems to be inconsistent for me, anyways. Some days it is in full effect and I don't want to eat anything. Other days, it feels like a placebo because I am starving and I want to eat everything. Never snacks though. If there's snacks in front of me, I'll eat them, but that's part of the problem that I've had forever. But I'm not craving them. So, but I still I get hungry. There's some days where I can go from eating 1,200 for many days to all of a sudden I have a day that I ate 3,000. Just because I don't know, I couldn't stop, and even that at 3,000, I was trying to be good and control myself because I probably could have went up to 4 or 5,000 calories. I get those days. So if I had to review the Saxenda, I would give it probably a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 because it does work, but it doesn't do it for you. Listen, if it was a miracle pill, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. It's not, and because of it is inconsistent and there are some side effects, I think a 7 out of 10 is pretty solid. Would I recommend it to you? Of course you should do it. If you can relate to me, if you're in any better shape than I was when I started this, well, look what I did. Hopefully that's the whole idea of this journey and the vlogging it is look how far along I was, and I came back from it to I'm under 300, we'll say. I lost 60 pounds. Not done, and I'm not quitting. Whether or not I'm going to stay on Saxenda, I have no idea because we don't know. Some people are on it for years. Some people are on it just a few months. When I spoke to my doctor, he said, listen, Pat, he goes, I asked him, I said, when do I stop Saxenda? He said, whenever it feels like it's no longer working for you. I kind of feel there now. Okay, so I kind of felt there for about a month, actually. But I'm going to try something. Okay, and before you do what I do, by the way, talk to your doctor. Don't just listen to a guy off the internet. Do your research, ask advice from your doctor, because some of them will probably frown upon what I'm about to do. But for the last month or so, it is no longer making me feel nauseous if I overeat. That was a big plus that it used to do. So if ever I did get out of line, it corrected me. And I would kind of take a step back, go, oh, right, I got to do this. Let's go. And I would stop eating. It no longer does that. So if I want to eat 4,000 calories, I can. I still don't get much of an appetite usually, but I'm at a point now that I'm not too sure. Is that from Saxenda still? Or is that because I've accustomed my body over the last 6 months to eat a lot less food and not crave things so much? I don't know what that answer is, and I want to find out. And I'm on a bunch of forums at the same time, and I see a lot of people comment about, well, Saxenda doesn't seem to work anymore, or if I'm not, I don't want to I'm going to get the numbers incorrect here, but I think they were saying on average people lose about 10 to 15% of their weight on Saxenda. Listen, I was 360, I lost 60. That's what when I went sixth, which is like 17%. I lost something like 17% of my weight. It's pretty solid, and that's just above those numbers, but I can relate to that. And I've been struggling over the last 10 pounds for a lot of different reasons, 10, 15 pounds for a lot of different reasons, a lot of, most of which is me, right? I've made some poor choices in my meals. I've been on a cruise. I went on a cruise for a week where I just went all out. I was on vacation mode, so this turned off, and I said, you know what? I didn't eat any big plates. Those days are gone. Those days are long gone. But I still want to taste everything. So and there's a ton of different foods. So every day I would have something different that I've never tried before, and the calories add up, right? It's a buffet. So, and after that, I went to Club Med for 4 days. Well, they had chefs at every station. Well, crap, I'm going to try all their stuff. So with all that, I put on 10 pounds. But it's not a real, it's not a real 10 pounds there. You got a lot of salts, and that's another thing. You got to control your sodium if you're going to do this, because keep an eye on your calories, keep an eye on your sodium. Because if you are doing great and all of a sudden you decide to eat something that's super high in sodium, but low in calories, the next few days, if you weigh yourself, you're going to be in shock that you put on 3-4 pounds. So if you want to be consistent, be mindful of also how much salt you take. Don't cut all the salt. You need salt in your body, but don't go crazy. Be careful. Or if you're going out, especially in restaurants, there's a ton of salt in restaurants. Just be mindful the next few days. Your body will eventually evacuate all the stuff that you ate, that you're going to be weighing a lot more. All right. So because of my choices, well, I've been struggling a lot. And while I do take responsibility for that, it is all on me. I wonder if Saxenda is just no longer working well enough for me, because this is not something I had at the beginning. There were no slip-ups, or very, very few, and I would recover super fast. Now I don't. So because I read the forums and I've seen people try this and have success with it, I'm going to try this, which is resetting my Saxenda. I've been at 3.0 for a long time. Now, whenever you start 0.6, the idea is they want you to go up 0.6 every week. Then when I spoke to my doctor, he goes, well, it's not every week. He goes, you can stay on 0.6 until you no longer get any effects from it. And then you go up to 1.2. Then once you see 1.2, it's no longer really doing what it's supposed to. 1.8, then 2.4, then 3.0. 3.0 is the max. Well, I've been on 3.0 for months and months and months. So I feel like it's just not doing what it used to. And because of that, I'm going to try to reset it now. Okay, so starting today, I will be stopping Saxenda for a full week. And that will give me answers. And I want to document it, right? Because the whole idea of this channel was to show you guys the experience of one person. Here's what I went through. Here's what you can relate to. And before I end this channel or change this channel around, because I'm not sure, am I going to stick on Saxenda? I have no idea. So am I done losing weight? Of course not. I've got a long ways to go. I still got at least 70 more pounds I want to lose. I want to get to 230 at least. So I want to keep going. But is it going to still be Saxenda? I have no idea. Okay. So, but step one, I am going to quit Saxenda for 1 full week. And I'm going to tell you, how do I feel? Do I feel different? Do I feel the hunger coming back? Do I crave snacks again? I have no idea. And it's a little scary because I'm hoping that I've learned enough along the way that no matter what now, I don't need the drug to be able to be successful. That is what I am hoping for, but I have no idea. Because this is an addiction, right? To be this weight, being a foodie is an addiction, is for life, right? I know it's for life. It's always going to be a battle. But I get to kind of test the waters now, see how far along have I gotten. Am I going to maintain? Am I going to put on weight? Or am I going to keep losing weight I don't know. I don't know. And we're going to find out together. And then afterwards, I'm going to start up Saxenda again, 0.6, like I just started. I'm going to try to flush my system, start over. Am I going to get the nausea again? Or am I going to finally get back to the thing that I love the most that I was saying is that if I overeat, if I make a mistake, it catches me and puts me back on the right path, which is what I want. That is the part that I love the most about this injection. Was that. So can I get that back? I don't know. If I can't, then I don't see the point of staying on Saxenda. I really don't. But we're going to test it out for a week, and I will keep doing my daily vlogs. And afterwards, like I said in my last video, am I going to keep doing daily vlogs? I'm not sure. We'll see. I know some people appreciate the daily vlogs, and I thank you very much. But at the end of the day, it is very, very repetitive. I wish I was one of those people that my life was so exciting that I jump out of planes and I travel the world and I show you all these great things. I don't. I go to work. I have a family to support. I work. I have a business and I vlog. So at the end, like I was saying yesterday, it's a lot of. I've had 3 good days. I've had a bad day. I had 3 good days. I had a terrible day. There's a lot of that. So you guys get it. The guy is struggling. You know, it's a struggle. I'm sure a lot of you can relate. We've all been through it, and I'm working through it. So we'll see how it goes. Wish me luck. And I hope you like the reviews. If you have questions, I answer all my comments, or I try to. If I haven't, I'm sorry, I just didn't see it. That's not going to change. And there's also a lot of people that are following the channel that also answer a lot of the comments, that have a lot of different type of experiences than I have. And we're all here to help each other, like one big family that doesn't change. So good luck with your adventure, your journey, I should say. And yeah, we'll see. I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll see how day 1, day 2, day 3 of No Saxenda goes. Keep you guys updated.